guys, welcome to the first ever WorkHorse Q&A video. I'm Evan.
And I'm Lindsay.
And we want to thank you guys for submitting your questions. We hope we get to do more of these. So after this, we want more questions submitted. You know how to do it. Just message us or email us at workhorseapparel@outlook.com.
Or just leave like your question in the comments when we post like that we're doing a Q&A. We'll check that too.
So we want to give back to you guys more, so help us out a little bit so we can help you guys out. Now, on to the questions. We'll go right into it. Our first question was, why did you get into bodybuilding? So we'll start with you.
Why did I get into bodybuilding? So actually I got into lifting before bodybuilding. So some people think that I got into lifting because of bodybuilding, and that's not the case. I started out lifting, which that's a totally different question. You guys can ask that later, like why I started lifting. But I started lifting, and then like there were these guys at the gym, and they're like, you should do a bodybuilding competition. And I'm just like, what's that? Guys, I had no clue what it was. And they started showing me pictures of, I think it was like Ronnie Coleman and like Jay Cutler and like the Muscular Development magazines. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but those are dudes. What do the girls look like? And they started showing me just different pictures of girls. Most of them were bikini girls, and I'm just like, I don't know, that doesn't really sound like me. Like I don't want to walk on stage, you know, prancing around in bikinis and a heel with like heels and rhinestones. But I started thinking about it more and more, and then I found Dana and Bailey's page, and I saw like there was different divisions, not just the bikini division. And I was like, maybe I will do it. And then the guy's like, well, there's a show in West Virginia and I'm gonna do it, so you should do it with me. And long story short, he ended up not doing it, but I ended up, you know, following through with it, and I loved it, so I'm still doing it.
When I started, I was actually an athlete for the longest time. I played football pretty much my whole life up to college. I was playing college ball for a year and a half, and then I ended up transferring back to Marshall and living back at home. And I was lifting, but it was more of like the like strength lifting that we kind of did for football. And I did that for about a year or 2 years, and I started thinking, like, as competitive as I am, I felt like I needed to do something else with it. So I ran into Andrew Wright, who is actually, that's how we met through him. He's our bodybuilding coach, Alpha Prime Fitness. I met him, and he actually started with me and gave me a diet plan, and I ended up doing the first ever Mountaineer Classic in 2015 in Charleston, West Virginia. I had no idea what I was doing. When I showed up to the show, I didn't know how it was ran. I kind of just stepped on stage, and from then on, I just got the bug. So that's pretty much how I got started with bodybuilding. So our next question, we'll go on to it. What are your tips on how to stay consistent on your diet day in and day out? For me, I stay consistent by meal prep is very important, which is obvious. A lot of people tell you that. So you want to have the meals already planned out, you know, made for the week. But on top of that, it's a lot easier if you figure out what time of the day you're going to eat the day before. So before you go into the next day and you have to work the next day, you want to make sure, like, oh, I want to get these 3 meals in before I go into work, and I want to eat this meal at work and this meal after work. So you want to plan it out, you know, kind of get yourself on a set schedule with each meal.
How do I stay consistent? I start out like either I'll be given a plan by my coach, or I will make my own plan and I write it out on a piece of paper, like, hey, this is meal 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 6, and what is written down is what I eat, and I don't eat anything else. That's how I stay accountable. I do meal prep if I know that I'm going to be busy the next day. If I'm going to be at home, maybe I won't necessarily meal prep. I'll just cook as I go because I do like to eat fresh food. But like, for instance, when school starts, I will have to meal prep. I'll meal prep on Sundays and probably Wednesdays, just because I won't have time to meal prep as I go. That's definitely, if you portion it out and it's ready to go in the refrigerator, that's much easier to stay consistent. Another thing is, it's more of like a mental thing. Just think about why you're eating. You're not just eating for taste. You're not a dog, or I don't know. You just, like, your other purpose for eating is mainly it's to fuel, or for me, it's to fuel my workouts and to feel good. But even if you're not like in the bodybuilding sport, or if you're not an athlete, athletes should definitely be consistent with what they're eating, or particular about what they put in their bodies, because if you put crap in, you're going to get crap performance out. But another thing is, like, even if you're just an average person that you're not in, like, you like to lift, but like you don't compete and you're not an athlete, it's going to make you feel better throughout the day. You're going to have more energy to be 100% at work, and that's something I believe in. Even if you're whatever you are, if you pick up garbage for a living, or if you, I don't know, like, if you do anything, you should do it with 110%, no matter what it be. So fueling your body with good, healthy, like, food is going to help you do that. Another thing is, like, if you're older, like, you're going to have more energy to play with maybe your grandkids, or just get through daily life. Your skin's going to be healthier, anything like that. But for me, like, that's a huge thing. Like, I know, like, if I am to go and eat something like cupcakes, or I don't know, ice cream or frozen yogurt, I know it's not going to be as beneficial as eating what I'm supposed to eat, like chicken and sweet potatoes and stuff. Like, my workouts in the gym are going to be crap because I fuel my body with crap.
So it's more of like a motivation thing for you to stay on track, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Another thing that we like to do is, if this can be for anybody, unless you're on a really strict diet. Like, I'm in prep right now, so I'm eating the exact same things day in and day out, unless my diet is changed or altered in any way. But in the off season, we like to change things up a little bit. There's different types of protein sources. There's different types of carbohydrate sources, different types of fat sources. So it's good to switch it up every now and then. Sometimes you experience this. You find your body getting used to a certain food, and then you just cannot eat it at all, or your stomach just like gets destroyed. So changing things up isn't a bad thing. So keep that in mind. On to the next question. How do you control your diet when you barely have time to eat at work? This is something that a lot of people run into. We get asked this a lot. But when I first started bodybuilding, I was told by Drew, my coach, he's like, if you ever start a job and you're a bodybuilder, you need to establish that they know what you do outside of work, which I know what you guys are thinking, your boss doesn't care what you do outside of work. But anyway, if you have 5 minutes in between, like, your clients, Brittany, just be like, hey, you mind if I drink this shake real quick? Just go drink the shake. You've seen Daryl do it. He carries around bread in his pocket, so yeah,
feed the ducks, right?
Yeah, he feeds the ducks. It's hard sometimes. It's hard because I've gotten in situations when I worked retail, I would feel obligated to stay on the floor, especially if it was really busy, and skip meals because I didn't want, like, there would be two of us working, and I didn't want to, get the other person overwhelmed with all of the customers. So you have any tips on this?
Like, right now, like, eating for me, where I work out is really easy. Like, I can eat basically any time. But I have worked jobs previously that I wasn't able to do that. So what I would do is, obviously, if I got a lunch break, like, I would pack my meals then. And if I needed to eat when I didn't get a break, I would take a shake and some peanut butter, which was really quick, and I could just guzzle it down, put the peanut butter in the shake, and like literally it was down in a minute or two. So I mean, you have time to go to the bathroom, you have time to drink that, so you just, I mean, I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then literally I would just get a protein shake instead. Another option, I don't know, if you were wanting to eat a whole food meal and like there were other coworkers, like I know I worked at a desk job at, or I won't say where, but I worked at a desk job at a place, and like there were other coworkers there, and they could handle like the business at the desk at that time, and I'd be like, hey, if you'll handle this right now, I'm gonna go eat a meal for like 5 minutes really quick, and I'll come back and I'll do your cleaning list for you. Like, so I just kind of traded it off, like, hey, if you'll watch the desk for me for like 5 minutes so I can go scarf down some chicken, like I'll do all your cleaning for you. So like I kind of bargained with them. If you can't do that, then I was like, the shake and peanut butter is always a super quick option. Another thing, like people have trouble with work, but I have trouble like eating with class loads. Sometimes, like, for one, like sometimes your teachers don't want you to eat in class, so you either you just don't eat, or you get up and get out and then go eat. I've done that before. I've just walked out of class, ate my meal, and then came back in. But if there's something that I really don't want to miss, like, because I'm a fanatic about taking notes and stuff like that, you can take a shake in. They won't know if it's water or what. They can't really tell you. You can't have water unless it's like a lab. In that case, you would just have to go out. But anyways, like I would blend up protein powder, what was it, peanut butter, and then ice and some frozen berries, because I had carbs at the time, and like it was a really easy way to get a meal down. You could also add oats or really whatever you want to make it super quick and easy. And this semester I'm gonna run into that again. I have classes from like 8 a.m. until almost 2 or 3 p.m. with only like 10 to 15 minute break in between them. I'm sure that 10 to 15 minutes will be spent walking to get to the class. So that's probably what I'll do again. I might eat some meals in class, or I may pre-make my breakfast into pancakes. That way I can just kind of eat them while I'm in class or while I'm walking from class to class, because that's much easier than trying to eat like eggs and oatmeal as I'm like walking on campus.
Yeah, one thing that I like to do, like when I was working at the HIIT center with you, Brittany, is I would position my meals a certain way throughout the day to where I would have my shake meal in the middle of my shift at the HIIT center. So it was quick and easy and out of the way. I wasn't having, you know, a big like whole food meal like chicken and sweet potatoes. It was like a shake, a quick, you know, I would actually take olive oil instead of peanut butter and do a tablespoon of olive oil.
Really quick.
So that made that easy for me. Another thing, I guess a last tip that I would give on this is whenever you start a job, it's always good to earn trust with your coworkers and to, you know, I'm not saying be friends with them, but if you're friendly enough with the people you work with, they should be fine with you taking a quick minute to eat or to drink a shake. So on to the next question. We have 2 left. Let's see. How do you stay motivated? This is a question we actually get a lot. So you want to start on this one?
Sure. How do I stay motivated? I think there's a lot of reasons why I stay motivated, and I could probably talk for 30 or 45 minutes on all the things like I pull motivation from. But one of the biggest things I pull motivation from is seeing where I'm at now, and then visualizing in my head like what I want in life and where I want to be in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and it's definitely not where I'm at now. So I think it's more so like not being satisfied with where I'm at now, and knowing that if I don't put in like work in all aspects of life, if I don't give 100% at the gym, 100% at school, 100% at work, then I'm never going to get to where I want to be, and I'm going to constantly be stuck here. And I can tell you right now, this is not where I want to be stuck forever. So I think it's like the fear of being stuck where I'm at right now, because this is not what I want out of life, and I want so much more for myself, and I know I can get it if I work. So I guess that's where I pull motivation from. I pull motivation, I guess, also from other in bodybuilding aspects and other pros, like how their body looks. I know mine doesn't look that way, and there's certain little aspects. Now, I don't want to look exactly like one particular pro, but there's like, oh, I wish my legs were like that, or I wish my shoulders were like so-and-so's, and I'm just like, I want that. But if I sit here flat on my butt and don't do anything, I'm never going to get that stuff. So that's motivation. And something that's really weird and that nobody else might not find motivation in, but I really find motivation in, like, we went to vacation and I really found motivation in looking at the ocean. Like, I took tons of pictures at it, and right now it's like the screensaver on my phone, and it's really, I don't know, it's really motivating. And I find, like, if the sky's really pretty of the evening driving home from work, like, I find that really motivating too. It just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of gives me the idea that, you know, this world, there's a lot bigger things in this world, and the possibilities are endless.
I have been asked this question a lot, and I've come to find out that motivation is actually something that is easy to have. You know, I feel like it's so easy to get motivated to do something, but to go above and beyond that is where people lack. You know, you can sit here and be like, all right, you know, you get hyped to do whatever it is you want to do, but until you take that first and second and third step, like, that's where people stop. So motivation, I guess, is kind of complicated. So it's, I don't know, I'm trying to word this the right way. It's something that not a lot of people do. Like, if you are doing something and you look around, not a lot of people are doing that, you want to do it even more. So not a lot of college students do what we do. So it's motivating to be like, hey, like, we can do this and we can study and get a degree and educate ourselves and work at the same time. Like, I don't know, it's complicated, but at the same time it's simple.
I also pull motivation from, like, the people that surround me and that I surround myself with. There's a lot of days that, especially when I spend time with my family, I want to be, like, I want to give 110% in all these aspects, just because I want to be able to give back to my parents, or to be able to give my brother something nice in the future. I don't want to be, like, I mean, I want to be able to, you know, maybe give my parents a vacation eventually or something like that. And also, like, I mean, obviously him, like, being in the gym with him, it's motivating. I try to like, not really outlift him, because there's no way I can outlift him, but I try to keep my weights like 50% of at least what his is, or over that. So that's, like, motivating. And also, like, I want to be able to, like, make his life better. So if I don't give 110% in all areas of my life, like, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to ever have extra of anything to be able to give back to the people that I surround myself with that mean a lot to me.
That's another thing. If you have a reason to do something, like, say, like, you know, if your family's not going to eat tomorrow unless you get your ass up and start doing whatever it is you're thinking about doing, you're 100% going to do it. You know, if you're just dreaming something and you're like, oh, like, you know, I don't really need to do that, you're not going to be motivated enough to go out and do it. So surround yourself with the people who you want to better, not just yourself, you want to better them. Like, I get motivated with her as well in the gym. Like, she won overall in her first 2 women's physique shows, and I'm going into my very first classic physique show. So it's like, I want to do the same thing. So that's a long, drawn out answer to the motivation.
Like I said, I could go on for days, so
yeah, there
we
could
have
be a
more
long
motivation
answer.
questions.
We may come back to this question at some point. So, all right, one last question. What's your favorite type or brands of protein?
Protein powder, that is.
Protein powder. I'll start on this one. So if we're gonna go with flavor, Synthesix tastes amazing, but it's not good for you. It's like a Snickers bar in powder form. If we're gonna go with quality and flavor at the same time, Dymatize is a very good one. I really like is it Fudge Brownie? Fudge Brownie is a very good one. I'll tell you my second favorite here in a minute.
Wait. Okay, so let's go back to the Synthesis.
Oh, wait. No. Isolicious is probably one of my favorites right now. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but they sell it at Nutrition Fit, which she actually works at. It's in Charleston on Corridor G. It comes in a cereal box. There's 3 different flavors.
No, guys, it's not cereal. I don't know how many times I've been asked that. It is not cereal. It's just in a cereal box. It's just the marketing.
It comes in Fruity Pebble flavor. It's not really called Fruity Pebble, but that's what it's
Fruit cereal.
Fruit cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and what is it? Cocoa Pebble?
It's Cocoa Pebble or something like that. It's supposed to mimic Cocoa Pebbles.
It tastes amazing. Best flavor out there. I'll tell you my second one here in a minute.
Okay, so back to the Synthesis. Synthesis is not bad for you. It just has extra calories.
It has a little bit of sugar in it, doesn't it?
Maybe like 3 or 4 grams, but it doesn't mean it's bad for you.
Well, true, but there's better ones out there.
Like that, the Synthesis is perfectly fine if, like, if you have a really fast metabolism and you're trying to gain weight, and
you need a supplement for protein.
If you need a supplement for protein, and you're not sensitive to that protein, like if you're not really sensitive to lactose, then go for Synthesis. It tastes really good, but it does have more fats and sugar in it, and it doesn't agree with my stomach. So, but anyways,
wait. Before we go any farther, I don't know if we told you guys, but Lindsay can't eat gluten. You have like a minor case. She hasn't been tested.
The doctor just said it was like a gluten intolerance, and if I wanted to be tested, I could, but it's a bunch of money, and she said if it doesn't, or if it bothers you, then just don't eat it. So
that's why
it's a quick, cheap fix.
So for cheap meals, that's why you always see us either eating burgers without the bun or a gluten-free bun,
which is hard to find.
Frozen yogurt, occasionally ice cream, not very often, and gluten-free pizza if we can find it. There's 2 places right now one place that she really likes. It's Pies and Pints, and there's a Marco's Pizza, which you don't like their gluten-free pizza, do you?
I don't know. The first time I had it was okay, and then the second time I had it was really greasy. So
she's very consistent on her cheat meals.
Yeah. But anyways, my favorite type of protein is obviously a whey isolate. Just because it is the purest form of whey protein, and it's the fastest absorbing, and it has the least amount of lactose in it. So if you find like you're having like digestive problems when you're consuming protein shakes, like you're getting bloated or gassy, try a whey isolate. I also like it because it mixes really well compared to the other proteins, especially compared to casein. Casein is so thick and lumpy. But anyways, that's my favorite type of whey isolate. And then my favorite type, or my favorite brands of pure whey isolates are what he said, the Isolicious, which is really good. Anything Dymatize ISO 100, I like any and all of their flavors. I do have favorite flavors in those. The cookies and cream is my ultimate favorite, and the orange dreamsicle is also pretty good. They also have a couple new flavors out that I want to try, but maybe I'll do a review on later. They have a Rocky Road and a peanut butter chocolate chip, or a peanut butter cup, peanut butter chocolate cup, something like that. And then we also both really like the Redcon One's Isotope, which is a complete whey isolate. And
that's my second favorite.
Also, Species Nutrition's Isolize isn't bad. It's just a little bit more expensive. But if you have the money to spend on it, then go for it, because it's a really good white isolate.
Alright, so that's it for the questions for today. We are actually going to do something else with each video. So today we're going to do a supplement review, and we're actually going to do it on the Redcon 1 isotope, which is the protein.
I'll put it closer to the camera. And the flavor, I don't know if you can see it or not, is mint chocolate chip ice cream. This stuff is so good. Like,
it's delicious.
This tastes better than a lot of mint chocolate chip ice creams I've eaten. Mix it with cold water, and it's literally like drinking a milkshake.
It tastes exactly like a milkshake. It has little bits of chocolate in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously not like sugary chocolate, but it tastes like, you know, actual chocolate
and it's
chips.
gluten-free, so if you have that problem. But yeah, it's seriously fantastic. I was a little bit leery about it because I'm not really a huge mint chocolate chip fan, but honestly, this has turned me on to all things mint chocolate chip because it's literally that good. And then people are gonna want to know the nutrition facts, the macros on it. So I'll just go ahead and give you those. The total fat is 1/2 gram of fat, carbohydrates 3, sugars 1.5, and then protein 25 per 1 scoop. And like I said, it's a 100% whey isolate. So mixes perfectly, and
yeah, they mix really well. All their proteins usually mix pretty well.
This is my favorite flavor in this brand by far, though. So check it out. You'll thank us later.
And you know what? Actually, let's do something with this. So Lindsay and I are actually both tier operators for Redcon 1. We both have discount codes that we can give out to people. So I'll put it on the screen, like right here, maybe.
Above my head.
Her discount code is T10 Lindsay C with the L and the C capitalized. And mine is T10 Evan S with the E and the S capitalized. So what we're gonna do is until we run the next Q&A video, let's see how many sales you can get, and let's see how many sales I can get. We highly recommend the isotope, and we may do something, I don't know, like a giveaway, like if you win, you can get something cool away. I don't know. We'll turn it into a competition with some kind of prize. So, T10 Lindsay C, T10 Evan S.
Wait, if you lose, you should have to give a gift out.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do something. It'll be a competition, so we'll do that, and that's gonna be it for. Is that it for today? Yeah.
Pretty sure.
You with us? All right. That's gonna be it for today. Questions, supplement review. So starting now, send in more questions. We want to start doing the WorkHorse giveaway. We don't know what it's gonna be yet. So whoever submits the best question to us by the next time we make another video, who knows when that's gonna be, we'll get a prize. So
yeah, and the more participation we get in these Q&As, the better the possibility, like the better the prize will be, obviously. Like if we have 2 people put in questions, you'll get something, but it's not something awesome. If we have like 40 people put in questions, like free t-shirts.
Maybe even something more. So submit your questions now. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. And remember, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So, deuces.